Greetings, royal queens and kings. Heartbreak in the Fenty family. Rihanna's dad, Ronald, dies at 70 after brave battle. In this heartfelt video, we share the sad news of Ronald Fenty, Rihanna's father, who has passed away at the age of 70 in Los Angeles after a brief illness. This loss comes as Rihanna, who is currently pregnant with her third child, navigates this challenging time. Born in February 1988 to Ronald and Monica Braithwaite in Barbados, Rihanna has always maintained a close connection to her roots. In a recent interview, Ronald Fenty made headlines by candidly discussing his daughter's appearance during their last visit together, expressing his concern about her health. Join us as we reflect on Ronald's life and his relationship with Rihanna and the impact of this loss on the singer and her family. Stay tuned for more updates and insights into Rihanna's journey as she copes with this personal tragedy. All right, y'all. So, yeah, we want to definitely send prayers up to Rihanna and her family at this point in time. There's a lot going on. But the people have really okay. Ooh, let me go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's see. Let's go ahead and replace that with our Cash App. No, actually, we're gonna do this. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm coming. All right. So Rihanna's father has passed away, y'all. Now get into this. One of the news outlets said Rihanna's dad, Ronald Fenty, dies at 70 following a brief illness. And it goes on to say that Rihanna's dad, Ronald Fenty, has died at the age of 70, and he died in Los Angeles following a brief illness. Um, According to a local outlet from Barbados, which is Rihanna's home country, the singer, who was currently pregnant and expecting her third child. Get into that. Sources told the outlet, which is based in Rihanna's home country of Barbados, that Fenty's family was with him around the time of his unalivement. In photos obtained by other outlets, Rihanna's brother, Ronald Fenty, could be seen arriving at the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center on May 28th. The outlet reported that the singer was also in the vehicle. And so representatives for Rihanna did not immediately respond to outlets for comments on, is your father still with us, or did he go ahead and go off to glory? Let's just say this. Um, Fenty and Braithwaite raised their family in Bridgetown, Barbados, where Rihanna lived until she was 16 years old. They occupied a bungalow on a street that has since been renamed Rihanna Drive. The pair separated when the Love on the Brain musician was young, and they officially divorced in 2002 when Rihanna was 14 years old. So that's a little insight on Rihanna and her father and their relationship as a whole, as a family. Now, there are some things that I did come across while I was doing my research on this particular case right here. Now, um, prayers for Rihanna and her family. Now, we are going to go ahead and take a look at a video that I did come across that has resurfaced from the past, and it was of Rihanna, and she's at this awards show, and this is when she gets her first Grammy. And so I don't know if you all remember this, but let's get into it. Give me one moment as I go ahead and share my screen. And I don't know if you all remember this, but this is when I mean, she had just gotten her first, award, and it was like her moment had got snatched away from her, like the Taylor Swift moment got snatched away from her with Kanye running up on stage, letting everybody know that Beyonce, was yada yada yada. I mean, Beyonce may be that, but this was this woman's moment. And Jay-Z and Kanye were friends. I mean, did a little bit of Kanye rub off on Jay-Z? Or did a little bit of Jay-Z rub off on Kanye?
Dad, I know I promised you I'm going to give you my first Grammy. I have to fight for this one.
She said she want to thank everybody for her first Grammy.
Anyway, I'd like to... I know I promised you I'm going to give you my first Grammy. I have to fight for this one.
She said she want to thank everybody for her first Grammy.
Anyway, I'd like...
So, I mean, what do y'all think from that little clip right there? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you not? I mean, hello, Rihanna. You're not gonna give that award to your father. That award is not going to your father. He said, "I hope Rihanna had a chance to reunite before he passed. I hope so as well. I hope so as well. But I mean, Rihanna has been going through the motions. I mean, her boyfriend just got out of a lawsuit. He just got off trial, and he was like, no, I'm going to speak. I'm not going to be like Tory Lanez and let the people speak for me. No, I'm going to speak. I am going to speak." And that was the best thing that A$AP Rocky could have ever done. Okay? Let's clock it. He said what Jay-Z did was disgusting, very nasty, very rude. Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and get into it. We're just reviewing. We're speculating. We don't know anything to be true. But I want to take this back. Let's take it back a little bit. Okay. And look how happy she was. I mean, you see how happy she was? And Riri with her little big forehead. I got a big forehead like that too, honey. That's why I can talk about my girls, because child, And then, sometimes we just can't do the bangs. The bangs get a little, the bangs be all over the place. They be making you, getting all on your forehead and making you itch. Get that bang off of me, okay? Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, says she did. She and her brother Raj were seen driving into the hospital before he passed. Yes, that's what I read. That's what I read. So Raj had got out the vehicle, and they said that Rihanna was very much so present in the vehicle as well. And you know what? No matter what their relationship was in the past, I just want to say, this woman felt the love from her father, and it was very clear in this video. And this was way back when, Daddy's girl and the half, Brianna had her mom and father. Listen here, y'all. We are reporting live in the field, okay? Listen, Rihanna did have her mother and her father in life. So shout out to Miss Monica and prayers to Miss Monica and the family and everybody that's grieving, to the fans and supporters. All right, let's go ahead and play this video one more time.
I know I promised you I'm gonna give you my first Grammy. I know I promised you I'm gonna give you my dad. I know I promised you I'm gonna give you my first Grammy. Dad, I know I promised you I'm gonna give you my first Grammy. I have to fight for this one.
She said she want to thank everybody for her first Grammy.
Oh, nah. Who daddy? Who dad? Who dad, y'all? Jay-Z stepped up like he was daddy. He said, she want to thank y'all. Oh my God, he was very aggressive. Jay, that was very aggressive. Jay, that was very aggressive, honey. And when I'm thinking about Jay-Z right here and how aggressive he was, and girl, we going through this this Jay Diddy. Oh Lord Jesus. Oh Lord Jesus. Oh Lord. The way Jay-Z is acting, honey, isn't that how Diddy acts? Didn't they say this how he act? Wasn't that his aggression? You want to thank everybody. Thank you. Okay, Tessa 123 says her dad allegedly used to beat her mom. Chris Brown and Riri had that in common. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Don't tell me that. Oh Lord. Wow. So you know what? I mean, being that happened, you developed those thoughts of, this is love. Oh my God, girl, if he don't hit me, that ain't love. Girl, if that man don't put his hands on you, he don't love you. And it's you would be surprised at some of the people that really have that mentality and that really be thinking like that, y'all. The reason why I can tell you is because I was that lady one point in time. I thought it was cute until it wasn't. It's nothing cute about somebody putting their hands on you and then going to do, the after, the makeup, sex. Wasn't nothing cute about that. If it was going to be good, it was just going to be good. Why did I need to get a beat down to give me some good loving? That was my experience. So that's why I say I can relate on so many levels to certain things. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. And prayers up for anybody out there that's DV. Trigger warning out to you. We love you. There is support out there. And baby, whenever you can, just create you an escape plan. Get you an escape plan together. He goes off to work. You know how long he's going to be gone. When he leaves, make your exit, baby. When, just 988, that number is available. Yes. Okay, so we have this message right here. I suspect the feds had Rihanna father lined up to testify about the trafficking gossip that has been swirling. If he had taken the stand, would Jay-Z be tied up with Diddy's Rico? Oh, well, that's a great point. If he did testify, of course he would. Of course he wouldn't. You got to think about it like this. Jay is out. Jay can make moves behind the scenes. Jay can, pay people off and do these NDAs allegedly. And, you better not sit and you better not talk. Diddy is behind bars. While he was out here flaunting and doing the Watusi down the damn river, down there, at the park, laying out, laughing. He didn't have his affairs in order. And one thing about Jay-Z has his affairs in order. He's a businessman. And so, you got to think about it. The climate back then, you know what I'm saying? You got to think about the Freaknik. It was people out here talking about, oh my God, if they put up that Freaknik, then we gonna da 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 da. And baby, the Freaknik had a lot going on. So when we say the climate and things like that, and we got to bring R. Kelly in this too. Let's go ahead and swirl R. Kelly in this as well, because the Best of Both Worlds tour, Jay-Z and him were buddies. They made money together. You know what I'm saying? So people are definitely going to start scratching their heads. And then, with R. Kelly, why is everybody going to jail except for Jay-Z? You got R. Kelly that got hauled off. You done got Diddy hauled off. Who else going to get hauled off? I mean, I'm just asking. Now you got Jaguar right out here talking about she know victims and this, that, and the third. Well, why are you out here harboring victims? When are you ever going to tell us who the victims are? And this is my thing. Stop playing with people's victimhood. Stop playing with people's victimhood. It ain't nothing cute about it. Let's go ahead and take a listen to this video. All right.
Dad, I know I promised you I'm gonna give you my first Grammy. I have to fight for this one.
She said she want to thank everybody for her first Grammy.
What did she mean she gonna have to fight for this one? What you mean? Did y'all hear that? This woman said you gonna have to fight for this one. But y'all, he was just fighting for his life, honey. And he went on to glory, child. Oh my goodness. So from the beginning, we gotta look at from the beginning. Listen, do you see how this woman got that smile on her face? She says, Dad, it's right here on the screen. Dad. She's a daddy's girl. Dad was in her life. No matter if daddy was, he had his violent streak or not. I wasn't in the household. And let's just pray that they got the help that they need. And they've given the apologies that them children deserve. And they have, even, at one point in time, considered therapy and got through therapy. And that's one thing about therapy. And hopefully Rihanna is in therapy because, she, when she was 16, and we're going to get into that, her career started very early. And when we think about the R. Kellys and things like that, remember the girl, I believe she was like allegedly 14, and this young lady, she was 16. Give me one of them chicken nugget. Let me have one of them chicken nugget. What you got in there? You got some chicken nugget? I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding with you. I'm messing with you, girl. Oh, girl, you ain't got to buy no cigarette. I'll just give you one. No, huh? There you go. No, you don't have to give me no dollar, honey. No, you just pay it forward. Pay it forward to somebody. Huh? No. It ain't even about being a bum. It's about paying it forward. It's been a time where I needed to, ma'am, please have a cigarette. And it's nothing like that. You don't owe me nothing.
Why are you like that?
Because God is so good to me and he's going to work it out. He is going to work it out. Now, hold on now. Okay.
I just want you to.
All right now. Uh-huh. Glory be to God. Y'all hold on 1 second. Let me thank this lady. Hold on 1 second. Listen to the video.
Dad, I know I promised you I'm gonna give you my first Grammy. I have to fight for this one.
She said she want to thank everybody for her first Grammy.
Anyway, I'd like to thank Jay-Z for being a part of this record with me.
She'd like to thank Jigga Man for being the greatest in the world.
Good.
Do it, child? Do it seem like she went off script? Do it seem like she started reading her own speech? Do it sound like she had a speech prepared for her in the presence of this audience? Let's get into this, y'all. See, I didn't see it this far. Oh my God, he's so aggressive. Look at her. She got her hand out. Oh, stop. She got the red fingernail polish on. And he about to approach her. Please, no, mister. Please, don't run down on me like that, Mr. Black Man. Oh, please, Mr. Multi-millionaire. Please don't run down on me like that. I'm scared for my life. I'm scared for my life. Is that not what it's giving y'all? I think R. Kelly is going to do a deal with the feds to reduce his time. Listen here. Miss Rihanna got her hand out. She's scared. She said, please, Mr. Black Man, big black strong man, bag up off me. Now get into this, y'all. Get into it.
I have to fight for this one.
She said, "I want to thank everybody for her first Grammy."
Anyway, I'd like to thank Jay-Z for being a part of this record with me.
She'd like to thank Jigga Man for being the greatest in the world.
Record. Tricky Dream for writing such a beautiful record. Thank you.
I wanted you here because you are LGBTQ activist. I had a child of mine come out.
All right, y'all. So what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? So we have a comment. I think R. Kelly is going to do a deal with the feds to reduce his time. You know what? I believe he is too. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Suge wasn't on that bandwagon as well. First of all, Suge has a podcast. Hello. Suge get to say, the little things that he wants to say up on here. Hold on, let me go ahead and put this right here so we can really get up into this background. Yes. Yes. She saw the open window when he looked at her. Yes, yes. She said, please, please, please help me, help me. And you know what? This is the thing as well. When you have R. Kelly and Jay-Z on the tour, you don't think, okay, Diddy is in jail. You don't think for 1 second Diddy was waiting for Jay-Z to, reach out and stand up and give a hand. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, this what we doing? And then he don't see Jay-Z in the courtroom. Oh, this what we doing? Okay. Well, let me go ahead and start talking. So y'all think that Diddy, because listen, Diddy, Armand is gonna get me. No, so he is on trial, right? And we've only seen like the first 3 weeks. I believe we're going into week 4, and things are about to start heating up. And they are trying to call it like a mistrial and things like this. But the judge on the case, I feel like it's going to be, we'll just say it's going to be something to watch. So we all need to be watching. And there was another, I was out here doing my research, and there was another piece of research that I did. Actually, it's going to be 2 more pieces of research that I'm going to be bringing to the forefront to show you all, because this was alarming, to say the least. Let's go ahead. Shout out to Tyra Banks. Tyra. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring up Tyra Banks. When she interviewed Rihanna on her show.
Her audition with Jay-Z. Tell me what he said to you.
A really good audition.
And what did he say to you? He said something to you.
Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
So then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, he said it one word.
I did a lot of homework on you, this lady.
He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door.
Now, this is what I was going to bring to you all. And our supporters have, I love when you all are sounding off in the comments. That is what I was going to talk about. Through the open window. Okay, let's take it back. And let's get into it because Tyra Banks, you know, she had her wits about her. And this is well needed. And the way that it's aging.
How about your audition with Jay-Z? Tell me what he said to you.
A really good audition.
And what did he say to you? He said something to you.
Oh yes, he said we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
So then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, he said it one word.
I did a lot of homework on you, this lady.
He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
So, what do y'all think about that? She was young, she was frail, she was innocent, she was new to the game. Very new. Jay-Z was the only member of the Black Illuminati. I think it is Al the Black Boule. Wow. Well, when we talk about the form of control and things like that, I look at, how Beyonce navigates. Beyonce just can't come out here. Beyonce has to make a grand entrance in any and everything that she does because she's going to stand out and she's definitely going to be different from the ones that have come before her. And that's just a non-negotiable. That's just a non-negotiable. And so shout out to Black media for definitely holding us up with the commentary. All right, so we do have Jay-Z to 16-year-old Rihanna, okay? 16-year-old Rihanna. Jay-Z to a 16-year-old Rihanna. There's two ways to leave here. Either through that door with a signed deal or out that window, and we're on the 29th floor. Now, listen here. I want to make some things clear.
Rihanna.
Mm-hmm. In the Diddy case, they brought up, people being dangled off balconies and things like that. And let's just say this. Do y'all remember the young lady? She was a pageant girl and allegedly she was off the building and down on the ground. And there's been a few things like that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and take a listen.
She's from Barbados?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, she's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She had a song right now that says, I want to say massive because of her rules when I first heard the song. And then
okay, so who is Jay Brown? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I caught that.
Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She had a song right now. Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She had a song there. No, Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She had a song right now. Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She had a song right now.
All right, y'all, who is Jay Brown? Y'all, who is Jay Brown? Can y'all help me? Listen here, let me go ahead and put my email up here. We're doing an investigation. Stay anonymous. Send it to tabloidsqueen@gmail.com. Who is Jay Brown? I need the T. I need the 411. I need to know who is Jay Brown. Where is he at right now? Is he currently still with us? Who is Jay Brown? Okay, we need to know who Jay Brown is. Let's do that one more time for the gram.
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She had a song right now that says, I want to say massive because of her rules when I first heard the song. And then, he kept going, Jay Brown. He kept being persistent. I was like, you know what, bring her by.
Mm-hmm.
And when she walked into our office, I was like, she just had, it was just something about her. It was just, she had this, it was just something about it. And then she performed the song and I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then, we sat down and we talked. and they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over, and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic, everything is there. So we signed it that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 a.m. Wow. That day, I was absolutely certain.
As she said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, he said it one word.
I did a lot of homework on you this lady.
He said, there are 2 ways to leave here.
All right, so I'll let y'all hear the audio of it. Now it's time to watch the visual of what is going on. Okay, now it's time to watch the full visual. Let me go ahead and drop my banner down.
The diva Rihanna. She's from Barbados.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, she's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She had a song right now, and it's I want to say massive because of her rules when I first heard the song. And then, he kept going, Jay Brown, he kept being persistent. I was like, you know what, bring her by. And when she walked into our office, I was like, she just had, it was just something about her. It was just, she had this, it was just something about it. And then she performed the song, and I was like, okay. Okay, then we sat down and we talked, and they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over, and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic, everything is there. So we signed it that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3.
Well, you just said that they didn't let her leave. Why didn't you let her leave? She was ready to go. He said we didn't let her leave. Did I hear that correctly, y'all? Okay, he said, sorry about my typing mistake, Queenie. Diddy is not a member of the Black Boule. When you see the video with Jay-Z and Diddy in a circle of people as Diddy addresses everyone, Diddy is not a member of the Black Boule. Okay, so he's Illuminati. Oh, child. He said Jay-Z is the snake's head. Diddy is the fall guy. Oh, goodness. Oh, God. The 2-headed snake. Oh, Lord. Let's listen, y'all. This man said he didn't let her leave. He said
3, 4 and it was just something about it. It was just, she had this, it was just something about it. And then she performed the song, and I was like, okay. Okay. Then, we sat down and we talked. And they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over, and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic, everything is there. So we signed it that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 a.m. Wow. That day, I was absolutely certain.
As she said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, he said it one word.
I did a lot of homework on you this lady.
He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
So listen, y'all. Listen, this is a lot, y'all. This, it just really like it's different being that this trial is going on. Diddy's on trial, and how the parents were, how Cassie and her parents were extorted out of that money, and then how the friend was like paid a little change of a settlement. And it was a lot. People being dangled over banisters, balconies, allegedly, because this is going through court, right? Yeah, Chris Maxwell. Yeah, it's disheartening, very disheartening. Does that not constitute kidnap? Exactly. And what is that lady saying in court? Was it Capricorn Clark that said that in Diddy's situation? Is that not what Capricorn Clark said? Is that not what Capricorn Clark said? Look at how many people sued Diddy. Cassie Ventura, Liz Gardner, Joy Nickerson Neal, Jane Doe, Lil Rod, Tiffany Red, plus more. Plus more. Let's get into it. What is his aliases? Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Brother Love, marital status, Playboy. Once a Playboy, always a Playboy. Don't get it twisted. That's his brand. And you know what? Even though people were saying, oh, he's powerful, this, that, and the third, y'all called the police on everything else. You didn't call the police on your baby daddy. You didn't got him arrested. And he just, what I'm saying? Things got a little out of control. Why is people acting, man, y'all better stop that. It's people out here. And then do y'all see the people that's going down there to my free Diddy? Then this woman tell me she want to go to a freak off. Y'all take me to a freak off. Take me to a freak. I mean, just out there, just gyrating her body around, y'all. Yes. Oh, yes. So she was forced to sign on the line, or do we? Okay, so at 16, I want y'all to just take it back here. Just imagine being 16. You done got the call of the break of your life, the moment, the call that we all been waiting for. You know what I'm saying? It's given. We've got the call that we've all been waiting for. Okay, has really reached the family. Okay, success has finally reached the family, and now you done got all excited. You done went to a meeting, and you've been there from sun up to sundown to sun up again, because it's morning. It's morning again, right? What went on in those hours? Or is there any footage where y'all making music? Like, what was going on? He's saying that they hung out, or he had her in there for hours. This is what he said. I'm not saying it, he said it. He said, look at the dates the lawsuits were filed, Queen. It was all planned. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me go ahead and bring these back on now. Give me something. Okay, let's pull up these dates on this lawsuit that they were filed. Okay, he said, not having a good day, pissed off to the max. I'm sorry, baby, but we got to talk about it. Trigger warning, but we got to talk about it. We definitely got to do that today. We got to talk about it. Let me go ahead and pull this banner down so we can see the dates. Okay, so the dates are from 11/16/2023 from Cassie. Oh, that was last 2023. Okay, Lisa Gardner. So Cassie's was 11/16/2023. Lisa Gardner followed up 11/23/2023. Joy Nickerson Neal followed up 11/23/2023. Then we have Jane Doe, December the 6th. So 12/6/2023. And then we have Lil Rod, February the 6th of 2024. And then we have Tiffany Red, hers is pending. Now, I hadn't heard anything else from Tiffany Red. I wondered, oh my goodness, somebody is upset in the chat. Well, it's okay. We're just having an engagement. I think you just need to sit back and relax and enjoy the commentary because we're going to watch it again. We're going to watch it again. How about that?
The diva Rihanna. She's from Barbados.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, she's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She had a song right now that's I wouldn't say massive because of her rules when I first heard the song. And then, he kept going, Jay Brown, he kept being persistent. I was like, you know what, bring her by. And when she walked into our office, I was like, she just it was just something about her. It was just, she had this, it was just something about it. And then she performed the song and I was like, okay. Okay. Then, we sat down and we talked. And they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic. Okay. Everything is there. So we signed it that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3.
So the meeting started, I'm assuming that he's about to say about 3 p.m. They didn't leave out until 3 a.m. Baby, what was going on? What were y'all doing? What was going on?
3, 4 in the afternoon. We signed it by 3 a.m.
Wow.
That day. I was absolutely certain.
As she said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, he said it whole word.
I did a lot of look on you this lady.
He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
So you.
Well, that was, and they were homies back in the day. They were homies back in the day. Let's call a spade a spade, Let's get into it. I want to bring this up. Hopefully I can find it. Okay. So let me go ahead. There's so many, okay, there's a lot going on over here. Y'all give me 1 second because I'm about to pull up something. Give me 1 moment, please. Let's see. Actually, we'll pull this one up. Okay, y'all. All right, let's see. Let's put up an overlay. Okay, so now I'm going to play some audio, and I really want you guys to pay attention to this. This is from the one, the only, the legendary.
Era of hip hop as well. We come from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career. And it's all coming full circle now. So,
well, if there's one thing Wendy watchers are missing, it has got to be Wendy Williams' perspective on everything that has happened to Diddy. Right now, she'd be in her chair going something like, clap if you are shocked. But didn't she try to warn us, though, about people like Diddy and Jay-Z?
It's quite honestly, I think that this is the kind of couple that will stay together because it's good for business and because they don't want to disappoint us. They reportedly are trying to figure out a way to split without divorcing. In other words, a hood divorce.
Beyonce's true age, check.
Well, what is her true age?
Miss Wendy Williams may be owed a big apology because she got the most backlash for talking about this. And we are going to be breaking down everything she said.
What's the tea? Well, spill it. Here I go.
For starters, back when Charlamagne the God was Wendy's radio co-host in 2009, Wendy invited former Bad Boy rapper Mark Curry on her show to talk about his book, Dancing with the Devil, How Puff Burned the Bad Boys of Hip Hop. The devil in this case was obviously Diddy. And during the interview, Mark said, "This is a man that has a shadow of things that follow him, and it will rain on you too. So it's really all about the dark cloud." He also said a few more things referencing Diddy, and one thing was clear throughout. Wendy agreed with everything he said. The other thing is that Wendy did have a lot to say about the relationship between Diddy and Cassie, mostly because she felt like there was a balance of power issue between Diddy and Cassie that was always in Diddy's favor and never in Cassie's.
You know, my thing about when you date a mogul is that it's really difficult to avoid them because if you use your head, you never know when they're going to pop up on the scene. Like he's mogul, like he can hire a plane right now, zoom it to South Africa, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, okay? Pay people off at the front desk, give me the key and let me up in her room.
Was she lying? Was Miss Wendy Williams, was she lying? Paying off the hotel staff? Was she lying? And that's why I keep that lady's photo up. Because y'all gonna remember her. One way or another. You will remember Miss Wendy Williams. You sure will. See, a lot of people, y'all don't give her credit. Y'all don't give her credit. Hey, boo. He said, nope. Absolutely. Baby, listen here. She was putting out crumbs for us, baby. You got to read in between the lines. How you doing? Amazing. Let's listen.
Room. Like I'm already paranoid as a person, but to know that somebody could actually swoop down on me in the middle of nothing would scare the bejesus out of me.
Now, isn't this something that came up very strongly in the lawsuit that Cassie filed against Diddy? In the lawsuit, Cassie described in detail how Diddy was prone to uncontrollable rage, and he
didn't I just tell y'all that? Didn't I just tell y'all that? Didn't I just say, didn't it? I mean, people, from the employees to Cassie. And like I said, everything that's in Cassie's lawsuit is what Diddy is facing right now. If y'all look at Cassie's lawsuit, everything that she said, her friends and everybody, they are the ones that are testifying and things like that. Look at her lawsuit. She got paid there. She got paid at the hotel. And listen here. Cassie, oh my goodness. When you think about vulnerable, y'all got to think about this. You have a talent and you meet a guy or he scouts you out or however y'all meet, right? He wants to give you an opportunity. He says, okay, 10 albums, right? And you're like, okay, do you know what I could really do? Like, I could sing about this. I could sing about this. And oh my God, you're planning everything out in your head. And to only find out that you were just only worth gapping your legs open. To him, allegedly. You are so fair and considerate, Queen. Wendy Williams is a hero. Absolutely. Listen, she is a hero and she does not get the credit that she deserves. Like I said, she makes it so possible. If it wasn't for her and her, giving it up like saying it like she meant it and, really telling us, to say it with our chest and never, never go against the grain, never put yourself in compromising positions, always, kind of be 10 steps ahead of the game, like be in tune with yourself, and she was very much in tune with herself. Let's take a listen.
subjected her to savage acts in which he and her, how she was admitted on several occasions, how she lost her memory because of how much Diddy used to lay hands on her, how she wanted to unalive herself, and how Diddy was forcing her to hook up with a succession of male hookers while he filmed.
But hold on. Didn't they try to put that on Miss Wendy Williams? Oh, she don't know what she talking about. She crazy. She's losing her mind. That woman ain't lost her mind. That woman has, her finances and things, they have been jeopardized. They have been out of place. Her living situation. That woman want to be with her damn family and go and live her best life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there are going to be some restrictions and stuff. There's no need for nobody to be, spending up her money like that. Like, ask her, and y'all already know how she is. If she sees it fit, she's gonna give it to you. If she don't give you all, she'll give you some. Be grateful. Moving right along.
Filmed the encounters. Near the end of the relationship in 2018, Cassie also accused Diddy of forcing his way into her home and forcing himself on her. Based on what Cassie said, Diddy brought her into his extravagant, fast-paced, and fueled lifestyle not long after she met him and signed to his label when she was 19 and he was pushing 40. So the power dynamic that Wendy was talking about was definitely there. Moving on. For those who recall, Diddy also tried to get even with Wendy and had her blackballed because of what she was exposing about him being on the DL. I mean, in her 2004 book, The Wendy Williams Experience, Wendy herself wrote that she had a certain level of contempt for Puff because he single-handedly tried to ruin her career. Wendy also claimed in 2005 during her radio show, The Wendy Williams Experience, that she was almost jumped by the girl group Total, who was signed.
Hello. When we talk about a woman, a shock jock that's on the radio making headlines, doing her big one, and really making headwaves, everybody's tuning in. Everybody love the mess. When it's time for calling, people calling in, And so celebrities that were doing nefarious things, they tried to stay off the radar. And if they did end up on the radar and got talked about, then things were handled. So that was the time, that was the area. I'm trying to paint the story for you all of that era, that time, that era. You say something, you going down. You get blacklisted, and he ran her up out of New York. So
to Diddy's record label Bad Boy Records, and she recalled the alleged moment and hinted that Diddy was involved during a 2019 episode of her talk show.
I'm wrapping up my headphones and I'm going downstairs. My new boyfriend at the time, the bad Kevin, he was picking me up. But no, this is when he was the good Kevin, right? So.
And listen here, little Kevin, if you are listening, we are not, throwing no shade or anything like that. We're just commentators, and we love your mother, okay? Unfortunately, we missed the good Kevin, not the bad Kevin. Let's roll.
So I'm walking in the elevator with my intern at the time, Skeletor, but look, I'm like, why is everybody looking down at the sidewalk? I mean, noses were pressed to the glass. And I get downstairs and find this girl group jump out of a gypsy cab to come after me, to kick me. And I'm like, for what? You know what I said was true. You all are broke and you were living in the projects. And that was that. But the point I'm making is, Amanda, you shouldn't have. I didn't get back on the radio and talk about it. What I did was desire to do better so I can have a purple chair and talk about it right now and then have the whole scene play out in a Lifetime movie.
As a matter of fact, Wendy also suggested that Diddy was behind her firing from radio during a 2013 interview with Vlad TV when she talked about how her firing revolved.
2013 interview with Vlad TV. So listen here, I'm glad that she brought that point up. When it comes to Vlad TV, I want you all to check out reviews of who that individual is, right? However, I want to say it's somewhat of a safety net. It was a safety net for Miss Wendy Williams. She had to let somebody know what was going on. I don't want to tell her story. Let's see what else commentaries in this live broadcast.
revolved around her speculation about a certain hip hop musician.
We come from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career. And it's all coming full circle now. So,
well, for someone who tried to ruin Wendy's career for all the things she exposed, Hot Topics would have broken the internet these last couple of weeks. And just like Wendy had been saying over the years, Diddy was guilty of a couple of things, and he was arrested in Manhattan roughly 6 months after federal authorities raided his luxurious homes in Los Angeles and Miami. Prosecutors actually said in court papers that they had interviewed more than 50 people and witnesses, and they expect that number to grow. In the grand jury indictment, federal agents reported finding not only 1,000 bottles of baby oil, but also 3 AR-15s at Diddy's residences in Miami and Los Angeles. Knowing Wendy, I'm sure she would have had a field day with those 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
All right. So listen here. Prayers out to Rihanna's father. And the whole Fenty family, and we send our condolences, but we did have to do just kind of like a throwback and just kind of go through some things. And so we hope that you all are entertained and you will keep the family lifted up and keep Mr. Ronald's legacy alive. Until next time. So